Hello and welcome to 3.0 TV. I am Shikha Singh. If you watched our last video, remember how I told you that the gaming industry being a nascent industry, but it is not that small as it may appear. And I had also told you that funds are flowing in the gaming industry. Okay, never mind, if you haven't watched the video, I'm mentioning the link below in the description. Go check it out. Talking about funds, one major contributor in the Web3 gaming industry is one and only Animoca Brands. And Animoca Brands needs no introduction. But if you're new in this industry, fret not, we will tell you. Animoca Brands, a Deloitte TechFast winner, a Fortune Crypto 40 company, and one of the Financial Times High Growth Companies Asia Pacific 2023, is a leader in digital entertainment, blockchain, and gamification that is working to advance digital property rights and contribute to the establishment of the open metaverse. The company develops and publishes a broad portfolio of products including original games such as The Sandbox, Phantom Galaxies, Life Beyond, Crazy Kings, and Crazy Defense Heroes, and products utilizing popular intellectual properties including Disney, WWE, Snoop Dogg, The Walking Dead, Power Rangers, MotoGP, and Formula E. It has multiple subsidiaries including The Sandbox, Blowfish Studios, Squid Game, Enway, Pixel, Forge, Limpo, Animoca Brands Japan, Grease Monkey Games, Eden Games, Life Beyond Studios, Notre Game, Tiny Tab, B, Pixel YNX, and WePlay Media. Crazy, right? A team of 3.0 TV were invited to the All About Connecting conclave in Dubai Marina. And guess what? We interviewed the one and only Yat Siu, the co-founder and executive chairman of Animoca Brands. Animoca Brands has a growing portfolio of over 450 Web3 investments including Axie Infinity, OpenSea, Dapper Labs, Yield Guild Games, Harmony, Alien Worlds, Star Atlas, and others. Upon being asked about Animoca Brands' management and functionalities, here's what Mr. Siu had to say.
I have a very talented team of over 1,000 people that help us run through that. I mean, 80% of the team is mostly dealing with making their own games and content and production. We obviously have a portfolio team. And also, from a network effect standpoint, people in Web3 don't always need to work through us, because one of the other advantages is that, for instance, one of our portfolios is OpenSea. And OpenSea, really, you can work with them directly. You don't have to work through us. We can make the introduction, but honestly speaking, you can launch NFTs with them. They can help you. So that's the beautiful thing about Web3. It's very openly composable. You don't actually need too many intermediaries.
According to Fortune Business Insights, the gaming market was valued at $249.55 billion in 2022 and is expected to reach $665.77 billion by 2030. Let's also hear it from Mr. Yat Siu about what he thinks about the future of Web3 gaming.
And of course, today, everyone plays mobile games, right? In fact, everyone's playing sort of, the high-end games on mobile as well. And there were many, many reasons why that needed time. You had the technology needed to evolve, the designs need to evolve, and also, most importantly, it takes time to make a really good game. It takes many years to do so. And so most of the gaming investments in what you would describe as AAA games really began in 21 and 22. And those games are all just about to come out by the end of 23 or maybe 24. So one of the things that we believe in is that there's going to be a lot of mass adoption happening in the gaming world for Web3 over the next 12 to 18 months, because all of these high quality games are going to come out. I mean, we ourselves, as I said, have made over 145 investments in those. And some of them, definitely more than just a few of them are going to be very successful, we believe. And also, we're not the only ones investing in the space. Billions of dollars was invested in Web3 gaming in the last 1.5 years, and all of them are all about to launch these high-quality games. So we're very excited about that.
Asia represents the leading continent in parallel with the high interest in gaming and blockchain. According to a recent report, Asia is home to 1.7 billion video game enthusiasts, accounting for 55% of the global gaming market. Also, Asia is a driving force generating more than half of global gaming-related revenues. And I think Mr. Siu thinks the same, as he also stated that.
So while Web3 is a global paradigm, I would say we would expect most of the growth to come in places like Asia and possibly also Middle East. The reason why is not just because people in Asia as a percentage are more gamers, but it's also that the regulatory framework in those countries is much more friendlier. So for instance, if you look at Hong Kong, Japan, Southeast Asia, or even here in Dubai, actually you can see that regulatory-wise and government-wise, they're very forward. And as a result, people are much more comfortable and they're excited about those possibilities. Whereas in places like the US, for the time being, are struggling with that. Not because they're industry people who really want to push it forward, but because there's regulatory unclarity, because there is certain kind of fear and doubt what's going on. And of course, the recent events haven't been helpful at all. So that's one of the reasons why I think Asia will lead. And by the way, that's what happened with free-to-play gaming. Free-to-play gaming was led by Asia first, before it started taking over the rest of the world. There are many things that make India a very good market, especially when you think also some of the most successful early crypto founders have actually come from the Indian peninsula. And we work very closely with some of them, like for instance, like Polygon and those guys, was a great team. But I would say that one of the differences about India versus other parts of Asia is that the regulatory framework isn't completely clear yet. And I think that's holding it back. And I do believe that if the Indian government actually starts to embrace this opportunity, because one of the things that Web3 is really powerful is to actually bring people from the bottom up. And in fact, from a market standpoint, I would say that India is a perfect market. If you think about what crypto has done for Southeast Asia.
According to Data Horizon Research, the metaverse and gaming market size was valued at $21.6 billion in 2022 and is expected to reach the market size of $563.8 billion by 2032 with a CAGR of 38.6%. Let us also have a look at what Mr. Siu had to tell us about the metaverse gaming industry.
There's a distinction between the metaverse, which is so Facebook, for instance, would be pushing, versus what we describe as the open metaverse, which is one that's powered by blockchain and Web3. And really, the paradigm for us isn't VR goggles. That's the way to experience the metaverse. Right. The paradigm for us is property rights, ownership. In other words, if you don't own anything in your online space, in your online time, then it's kind of pointless. Right. You're really just a guest and a visitor and all that, and all the value accrues to the platforms, which doesn't make sense. So for us, the real I would say the meaning behind the open metaverse is digital property rights, is you have your own digital sovereignty, right. And means you have rights over your assets, and that's the crucial point. And as a result of that, I think it's not as important what the visualization of it is. That comes, right? It's more important what benefits you can obtain from it.
By now, we all must be aware how gaming or virtual worlds related airdrops can provide virtual assets to players or virtual world participants in preparation for future game launches or virtual events. Let us also have a look at Mr. Siu's comment on what he thinks about the NFT gaming market's future and NFT gaming airdrop mechanisms.
So the reason what happens, why airdrops work so well, is that you're actually providing basically assets and content to the very customers you want to experience. So when you think about marketing, normally when you market a Web2 game, you spend money on Google and Facebook and Apple and you advertise and spend millions and millions of dollars. And then you hope that those millions of dollars will give you some customers. Well, you have a few problems. One, the customer you obtain may not stay with you. In fact, the retention rate is famously below 95%. Right? So it means that you're really spending a lot of money in hot air. The second one is all that money you're spending goes to platforms like Apple and Google and Facebook who don't reinvest it in games. They don't care about your success, right? Exactly. They don't do that. Right? So the airdrop mechanism is more superior in the sense that you're giving airdrops to individuals, which someone could sell. So you're still giving away millions of dollars of value. You can't think of it as giving away something for free. You're giving something of value, but the difference is you're giving to the gamer, which has a much higher percentage of not just staying and playing the game, but also is someone who actually will accrue better value for your network because he might reinvest in your game or he might invest in another game, right? In other words, it's more empowering for the end user and it's better for the game studio. But again, it is a different paradigm because in the Web2 world, with performance marketing, it might be easy to just deal with Google. Whereas in Web3, you have to now deal with thousands and thousands of customers who own your assets. It's slightly different, but there's a much deeper value paradigm.
Yat Siu has been a significant leader in the gaming industry. And if you are someone who wants to understand the gaming industry's intricacies, the ABC Conclave interview is a must-watch. I'm mentioning the link below in the description. Do not forget to check it out. That's it in today's special segment. For more such updates, follow 3.0 or log on to our website www.3versetv.io or scan the QR code to know more.